Hello, everybody. This is Angel Ribo with Expansion Network, accelerating the consciousness of humanity every single minute. And as you know, I'm here in Dallas, Texas. I'm known as the CEO confidant here in the business world in the US, and also known in Latin America as the co-founder and president of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation. We help underprivileged kids in Latin America become entrepreneurs using the local resources. If this is Saturday, this is the Reality Check on the Planet show, Living Without Fear. And today we're going to talk about Argentina. But before we go to Argentina and to a wonderful Argentinian human being that we're going to be talking with today, let me go back to the co-host of this show, which is Judy Machado. Judy, hi, how are you? Good morning.
I'm so great. Hello, good morning, Angel. Such a beautiful pleasure to be here with you. Always, your energy is so beautiful. What you do for the world, for everyone, is just so incredible. Thank you for putting this together and for bringing us all together every Saturday morning. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy to be here. It's Saturday morning. We're starting our weekend, and I can't wait to introduce to you this gorgeous goddess we have on today.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I mean, let me ask you before we go to Paola. You all know her name here on the screen. You know her name. Also, you see her handle on Instagram, where she is at, and her business. And we're going to talk about herself, her business, her country, Argentina, a beautiful country in the south of the Americas, right? But before we go there, how was your week? Tell me, Judy.
It was amazing, as always, very insightful. I love to have my cacao with me and to sit in moments of just quiet and nothingness. And in those moments, I just get the most beautiful insights. And I just find the more we do this, the more they come. Like, we are so ready. We're so remembering everything, all that we really are. And so just phenomenal week it's been again. And in Toronto, it's been, I think we're week 2 or week 3 of, at least patios are open. So one step forward. And the weather's great in summer, so no complaints whatsoever.
Exactly. Well, to that point, just to summarize, as you know, we've been pretty free for all over the last 18 months here in Texas. And since March, the freedom has been almost absolute. And right now, you go to restaurants, you go to malls, and you see many more people, without masks than with masks. So I think people are, and society in general, are going back to normal. And I think this is good for everybody. And this is good also for small businesses, because small businesses are extremely important in the economy. And they have been unfortunately unnecessarily damaged for many months. But as you know, the main goal of this show is actually to create a safe space for everybody. Okay, so we are not here to judge anybody. We're just here to bring a safe space so everybody can really feel free to express their freedom. As you know, we've been talking about many different countries. We've been connecting with people and talking with people from many different countries, right? And we will keep on doing that. And today we have a very, very special guest. And actually, for the first time, we're going to talk about also a very specific business, but also about an incredible country, as I said before, about Argentina. But Judy, please, could you do the honors and introduce our guest today, Paola Marlia?
Pleasure. Okay, what can I say about this goddess? Just look at her energy. Paola I've known for many years, I don't know, 10, 12, something longer maybe. And she's just a goddess of many different hats, many different energies. She is full-time with children. She's a business owner, an entrepreneur, an energy worker. She is just such a magical human being. I'm so excited to introduce Paola Marlia for us today. Thank you for being here and for sharing with us what you're about to. Just your expression is so beautiful, both, spiritually, but also so excited to hear from you.
Thank you.
Welcome,
so much, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, and welcome to Expansion Network. So, Paola, tell us a little bit, where are you from, and how long have you lived there? Because now you are not in Argentina, right?
Correct. So originally, yes, I'm from Argentina, Mendoza. And
okay. That's a land of very good wines, by the way. Land of very good wines. sorry to interrupt you.
Yes. And I've been living in Canada and Toronto for 23 years now. So I moved with my daughter as a single mom.
Okay.
and being living, living and getting by with new things that always arise, right?
Okay. So let me ask you, how did you, I mean, those 23 years ago, why did you decide to come to go to Canada from Argentina? Because Argentina is a beautiful country, but also, let's say, it's a country that has had a lot of ups and downs with their economy, for the people that know about this. But it's an amazing country, beautiful, and you can really have I mean, great food, great people like Paola, great, and the landscapes. I mean, the nature is amazing. But you came to what made you go to Canada?
So I mean, like you said, Argentina is beautiful. All of our homes, right? We are attached to our home. But I had the opportunity to leave the country as a young kid, roughly 12 years old, and come to Canada for the first time. So we experienced with my family a few years, about 5 years in Canada, and then we went back home. We got deported, and
wow,
yeah, it wasn't by will. So I love, my main years were in Canada. My teenage years were all in Canada. So yeah, I liked Canada, and I said one day I will go back. Wow. So 5 years later, I made the arrangements. I already had my daughter, and ended up traveling back to Canada because I saw it as the land of opportunity.
Okay.
Something that back home I didn't see opportunity.
Okay.
So.
And have you found those opportunities in Canada?
Plenty, plenty of opportunities. Yes, it's just as long as I was willing to do the work, the opportunities are there. As long as my creativity can see opportunities there.
Okay, so what do you think? Because when Judy made the introduction, she talked about many different things, right? And she also said, I mean, besides being an entrepreneur, she said also you're an energy healer. I mean, how did you start doing this, and how does one become an energy healer?
That was a discovery.
Okay.
In my teenage years, I started with my dad used to have a book on shiatsu massage. I don't know if you are aware of what shiatsu is. Just very briefly, it works with the same theory as acupuncture, but instead of using needles, we use our fingertips, our elbows, and it works with energy. But I had interest in the book, so on my way to school, on the bus, I would read it, take the book and read the book and learn the points. A few years later, I forgot all about that. And then one day, talking to a friend, I was kind of lost, not knowing what to do, finding my purpose, like we go through like, what's my passion or things like that. So my friend asked me, well, what do you like? Or what do you do that you don't think about and that you're always doing? Well, I said, I like working with my hands a lot. And I have a lot of like energy in my hands. I feel it. So he suggested shiatsu. And then all of a sudden, tiling, light bulb.
Wow. Of course.
So I started with learning shiatsu, and then moved on to other techniques, and went on to essential oils, aromatherapy, and Reiki, and just different forms of energy work.
Have you ever asked yourself why you were attracted to this kind of things since you were a child?
I honestly, I don't know. My nature, I don't know. Up to date, I don't know. Okay. I simply just do it. It brings joy, and I just keep doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Does your daughter know what you do?
Yeah. Everybody. Yes, okay. I used to own I ended up, so when I completed the course for shiatsu, I was traveling long distance. My daughter was young. She was in elementary school. So for me to go pick her up at school and be at the clinic where I was practicing, I had opened up a space there to work. I didn't have enough time to pick her up or to be at work. So I bought a house and set the basement as a spa, because I also learned what's it called? Not cosmetology, but doing pedicures and
Okay.
Yes.
all the facials and aesthetics.
Yes.
Okay.
So I incorporated that into the spa, and I was able to be home with my daughter.
Wow.
And at the same time, I had a cleaning company, all natural cleaning, organic, essential oils cleaning company. So that was my bread and butter, the cleaning company that allowed me to study for shiatsu, to put my daughter through education and so on.
How old is your daughter now?
So she's 26.
26. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Well, that's an amazing story, and this entrepreneurship keeps on popping up in your life. So let's jump into that. So obviously, throughout these last 18 months, everybody has lived this in a different way, right? And I would like to ask you, because we have not, I know a lot of people in Argentina, and I know lots of things happening there, but I would like to ask you as an Argentinian, right? How do you think that Argentina, because we spoke about how Texas has been living for the last 18 months, and Judy has been, as you know, she has been traveling and showing us different countries in the world, and she has been telling us how things are going in Toronto. How are things in Argentina right now?
these ones are good.
Oh, by the way, we have a new character here in the absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
thank you
That's
very much. Exactly. So we're going to talk about this in a minute, but yeah. So
I was in touch with a friend just 2 days ago, and their restrictions are back in for them. Like, so there's a lot. The kids are allowed to go to school, and one of the law, or I don't know, it's not a law, but they can be in the school as long as the windows are open like 2 centimeters. So that's they're having a little bit of uneasiness right now, because windows are being open all white fully, and it's wintertime minus, and the kids are getting cold, their hands cold. So it's not, restrictions are a little different there than here. So
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different, but obviously every single country in the world has a different situation.
Yeah.
But let's go back to business. So
Yeah.
who were we saw 2 children, right?
Yes, those are my grandkids.
Okay, those are
Let's take a minute and just acknowledge that, like, you look like,
exactly.
oh my God, 22.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true.
It's
It's so true. Yeah, maybe on top of everything we are asking Paola, maybe we should also ask her what's her recipe for
Yes.
continuous rejuvenation.
Yes.
Right? So maybe we should know about this too. But before we go there, one of the reasons why actually we decided with Judy to bring Paola is because we see her on Instagram very often. And besides, all the healing work that she does, energy work that she does, one of her businesses is actually baking something, which is actually originally from Argentina. And I have to tell you, I lived in Latin America for many years, and I traveled to Argentina many times. I'm originally from Spain, as you know. But, in many different countries in Latin America, they offer you something called empanadas, right? Which is basically, a close, it's kind of a calzone pizza for the people that know pizzas, right? In a smaller scale, right? Smaller size with something inside, right? When I've seen empanadas all over Latin America. Literally. And in Spain, we don't really see empanadas, but we have something similar, but it's not the same. So when I first saw the empanadas of Paola, I said, oh my God, I have never seen empanadas like this. And that was just from the outside. That was just from the outside. When I saw this is a masterpiece. No, honestly. And when I saw the way she was baking, and she was, air baking them. I mean, so I thought to myself, I mean, she's so healthy, mindful about the empanadas. So I haven't been able to taste them. I tell you, I wish I could order them online and have them delivered to my house. That would be, I mean, the first thing whenever I go visit Judith in Ontario, in Toronto, I will definitely go and make an order for for some empanadas from Paola. Yeah. But tell me, how did you start, Paola? How did you start baking empanadas, and how did you make it a business?
Okay, so basically another business I used to have.
Okay.
It was cake, custom made cakes.
All right.
And I had grown quite a clientele with that. It was very busy. So somebody asked me, since I was from Argentina, if I made empanadas. And I said, yeah, sure. Although it was a lot of work to make them together with cakes, I discontinued, but they were very popular. So now with the pandemic, my main business that I ended up keeping was the cleaning company. And I ended up taking in my grandkids. It's been now 2 years full time. So that took a big shot on my income. And then on top of it, the year after the pandemic. So I honestly, I didn't know how I was gonna survive the year, right, with economically. So I thought about making empanadas from home, offering just to friends, people to support. And well, next thing I know, one of my friends says, look, I have a friend that they just opened up their frozen store with frozen food, sorry. And I said, great, I'm gonna go offer it to them. So it was like a popcorn, blew up. They didn't know what empanadas were, but within the second week, they were ordering more than their first order. Within the third week, it had already doubled and now it's been tripling and like moving forward. So the initiative was I needed to come up with something to do, and I'm good. I'm making empanadas. Okay. So I was like,
okay. So
I second that, because
exactly.
I just fell off my chair when I tried these. She's got like sauteed onions. It's the most amazing thing. And I'm not very familiar with empanadas, but I know like Portuguese food, and we marinate the food, and it was so delicious. And so we ordered some. And now I've been out of them for weeks and like freaking out over here, because not only do they make the best gifts, because people will lose their mind when they try it, but me, I haven't had them in weeks.
Okay, yeah. So now publicly, exactly. Go ahead, Paola.
Yeah, no, and you know what? I wanted to focus, like you mentioned, on health, because I just wanted to tweak our empanadas a little bit, because when we eat them, sometimes they can be very heavy to our stomach. So I wanted to make sure the ingredients were like very good quality, like grass-fed meat. A lot of people ask me, yeah, but is that important? Well, there's no hormones in the meat. And I'm dealing directly with the suppliers from the farm where I get the meat from. So everything to me is important. Health, it's a priority. So if I'm gonna put it in my body, I'm very conscious about what other people are going to put in their bodies. It's in my mind, it's in my conscious that I look out for everybody, not just for myself. So creating the empanadas, for me, it's a very health conscious thing. So yeah.
Let me ask you something, Paola. So we asked Paola to actually have a couple of trays with the empanadas still not, cooked, baked, and the other ones already baked. Could you show us the both both of them.
Yeah.
And could you also share with the audience how they are being prepared?
Yeah, sure. So the uncooked ones, I don't know if you can see them.
Amazing.
And so basically, the pastry itself, it takes overnight. It has to be rolled a couple of times. And the filling also, it's an overnight thing because it tastes a lot better if you leave it overnight rather than using it right away. Plus you got to let it cool down. So pastry is very basic, just flour, butter, tallow, which I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with tallow.
What is tallow?
People, it's actually the nutritional fat from the animal on top of the kidneys, the stomach area.
Okay.
And a lot of people that are on a diet, they require healthy fat in their diets. So that's what it is. So it has a little bit of that. And that's it. Now for the filling, it's grass-fed meat, lean, and also contains free-range eggs and olives, onions, and some spices like traditional to our country. And this is after we bake them, this is the finished product. Ta-da!
Amazing.
You can see it.
Look at their perfection.
Yeah.
Do your grandkids, what are their names? What are the names of your grandkids?
Say hello.
She's Kaya. She just can't hear you because I'm on my headset.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then this is Eddie.
Eddie and Kaya.
Eddie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they like empanadas?
They love empanadas.
Okay. Do you make only one kind of empanadas or more than one?
So at the moment, I was making chicken, veggie, but it's just with the kids and everything, it's getting busy. So I just decided to focus on beef at the moment. And so that is it. Yeah.
Okay, so some of the people watching us, they might remember whenever they have been to an Argentinian restaurant, on the tables, they have this amazing, sauce / dressing, which is called chimichurri, which is originally. So I was wondering if there's any ingredient of chimichurri that goes into your empanadas.
No ingredients of chimichurri.
Okay.
But I have pending to post on Instagram a recipe for people that want to make it at home. There you can put a lot of sauce.
She's also healer, right?
She helps me out with the treatments, yes.
Yeah.
But you can have chimichurri. That's the traditional Argentinian. You can make it spicy or not spicy, but then you can try other sauces. You can have a tomato sauce base, or you can have an ají, ají sauce. Like there's a lot of Latin American sauces that you can integrate in when you're eating an empanada.
Yeah, and you know what, Angel, when I had her empanadas, and I love sauces. I'm Portuguese, we do lots of stews and stuff. I love to lots of sauce, lots of gravies. I wouldn't add any sauces to this. It was so phenomenal. And it's so funny because I ate 3 or 4 at your house and I came home and had 2 more. And I actually texted her and saying, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I had about 6 empanadas, 7 empanadas. She's like, don't worry, most people have 10 a day. I was like, okay, thank God I'm under the limit. But I'm telling you, you don't need, oh my God. It's so flavorful, so delicious. Wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. So let me ask you a question, because you are an energy healer. I think it's the first time ever I speak with an energy healer that is also a baker or a chef. Let's put it as a chef. I like the word chef. Yeah. So Paola, can the food interfere with the human being energy? And how can we improve our energy and our health through our food, Paola?
Yes, totally. So when in my case, since I'm an energy healer and baking, I always do pre-meditation. So basically it's just to get in the mindset of happiness, love, contribution, anything I want to create in myself. So as I'm baking, that energy goes through food to other people. And during any time, not necessarily this time, we all need love. We always can use love from everybody, and calm and relaxation and peace of mind, awareness. So if people are home and they're preparing any meals or even eating anything from takeout, doesn't matter. They can just take a few minutes before they put food in their mouth and just picture in their minds, or even like take a deep breath in and feel a happy thought, something that comes to their mind, whether it's a memory of vacation, whether it's a memory with their children or sharing them with their family, anything that feels good to their body. And whatever the meal they put into their bodies is going to amplify the energy. So,
Awesome. Yeah, I love the idea of being intentional, because it's funny how even if we go to eat out, we rarely are intentional about what we put in our bodies. It's really funny, and it's easy, but it's funny. So before I go back to you and we tell the audience where they can find you, how they can connect with you, how they can get an order of 20, 30, 100, 1,000 empanadas from you, before we go there, Judy, before we wrap up, I'm sure that you have cacao handy, right?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why don't we have like a golden closure to this amazing show today with Paola?
I got my cacao too, guys.
Oh,
good.
Yes,
I have my tea. I have my cacao tea here. So
wow, beautiful. And just before we start that, I just want to also share that Paola does homeschooling for the kids too. The moment
yes.
she had the kids full time. So can you imagine, like, a business, a cleaning business, all this stuff. Plus, she was so committed to homeschooling these children and looking for activities every week to take them to. I mean, that's a whole other thing we should do a whole other, show about. Because that's
I know. Everything has been an adventure. But let me just put it quickly. Everything works with structure. You can make anything happen. Just structure.
yeah.
That's it. Structure, very important.
Yeah.
When you see somebody going crazy, it's because there's no structure. And we may have to continuously modify the structure as things happen. Every day may be different. Well, that's what I encounter, every day different. So every day I was changing my structure until it actually settled.
Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Oh, excellent advice.
Awesome.
Okay. So
Okay.
let's take a moment with our cacao. Some of you viewers are familiar now. We come together every Saturday. We have a little cacao blessing, very short. And then after the blessing, please take the time to enjoy, to sit in your heart, and to continue this beautiful presence. And so we drink cacao, this beautiful master plant medicine, which is here to open up our hearts. Open up our hearts, literally blast it open, and help us as it shares with us other perspectives of our limiting beliefs, our stories. It's just such a beautiful gift for us. And when we can see those other perspectives, we start to ignite more compassion within us. And that's what the world needs now more than ever, is compassion for one another, unconditional love for one another. And so we invite the cacao to open up our hearts, to bring us into its higher consciousness, to bring us into a place of nothing and no space, so that everything can come from that space. Remind us of ourselves within our heart, this beautiful place, literally the home within us, that is all of our memories, all of our truths. And thank you for cacao, for being in our presence right now, today, and every single day as we choose. So let us drink, let us enjoy. Namaste, Satnam. I'm just going to sit in silence for about a minute and a half, enjoying. I truly believe that if every single one of us in the whole world started our day with some cacao, with the intention, with the honoring of this higher consciousness, and with the intention to raise our consciousness, to be open to new perspectives, can you imagine? This entire world would shift literally within seconds. And so the more, that is what gets me excited about sharing cacao with others, is this beautiful opportunity to do this yourself, this beautiful ceremony, as often as you like. Every morning is beautiful to start your day. May we all remember that we are love, and that we are here, all of us, to express that love in whatever way brings us joy. Just like we've learned from Paola, her cooking, her clean cooking. There's so many examples. What is it that you have in your heart? What brings you joy, and how can you express love to yourself and to others through that? That is literally your purpose. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah. What a gift. Everyone who's on the call, wishing you a gorgeous, gorgeous rest of your weekend. Paola, thank you so much for joining us today, for sharing your beautiful story. Talk about resilience, right? And entrepreneurship, and just believing I can make this happen over and over again, recreating your life, in all the years that you've been here and even before. Thank you so much for inspiring all of us.
Thank you for allowing me to share today.
Of course.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So let me ask you something. Paola Marlia is your last name. Here we have the handler here on the screen. You will see under her video stream. You will see it's Mia, M-I-A, Empanadas, EMPANADAS. Is it 2021 or 21 only?
2021.
2021. Okay, so it's good. It's correct. Okay, so what is that the best way to reach out to you, Paola?
At the moment, yes.
Okay. Yes. And people, do people have to pick up the empanadas, or you ship them, or how do you do it?
So at the moment, people have been picking them up from 2 stores that they've been offered at.
Okay.
And other people had been picking them up from certain areas, certain dates. For instance, like if Judy is in Toronto and I'm seeing her, people pick them up from her or different cities. So we arrange the pickup or delivery sometimes.
Okay. But you still can take more orders, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's no problem with, you're not limited with your production capacity. You're not limited.
No. We're good.
Okay, you're good. All right. So anything else that you would like to add? Anybody that you would like to share with? I mean, why should they buy empanadas from you, Mia? Why?
Well, first of all,
Paola, excuse me.
This is so cute.
That's okay. I've been called Mia, and then I said, no,
exactly.
I'm Paola.
Exactly.
Why should they buy empanadas from me? Well, first of all, if they haven't tasted the empanadas at all, that's one reason. Second of all, because totally when they bite into it, they're tasty. They're tasty, and what I get from other people is their creativity starts to spark up.
Wow.
And I don't know. I wasn't sure if that was just one person until I started listening to other people. So that might be something why they have to try it. I don't know.
It's your energy as you cook them, I'm sure too. Infusing those empanadas with so much love and creativity.
Yeah, that's been an interesting feedback I've been getting from people. Obviously, energy is not a conversation when they're getting the feedback. To me, I'm just listening. But I've been encountering a pattern with all these people that after trying the empanadas, they spark up their energy when I'm talking to them. So it's like, that's one of the, if you're curious to see what happens.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That's wonderful. So thank you very much, Paola, for being with us today.
Thank you, my
Thank
love.
you so much. Thank you for having me,
Thank
guys.
you.
Mwah.
Okay,
And Judy,
bye-bye.
if people, thank you, absolutely. Judy, if people would like to know more about you, where to find you, how can they do it?
Anywhere on social media, or just, Google it. It's Goddess Temple Cacao. And any questions you have about cacao, I'd love to hear from you directly. I also have this beautiful free printable on my website, goddesstemplecacao.com. And it's like a double-sided printable. You fold it up. It has the recipe, how to create a sacred space, how to connect with the cacao consciousness. It's beautiful. That's a great starting point for you if you're curious about cacao.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for another week here at the Expansion Network, Reality Check on the Planet, Living Without Fear. And we talked a little bit about Argentina. We've talked about an Argentinian that has been thriving regardless of the challenges for many years with her family. And we've had this incredible story, entrepreneurial story also about that. And she being also a healer, an energy healer. So thank you, everybody that has been with us today. It's been a pleasure to have you. I'm sure that you have enjoyed the conversation and the story as much as we have. And see you soon next Saturday for another show of Reality Check on the Planet, Living Without Fear. Have a wonderful rest of the day and see you soon. Bye-bye.